What up, people? Hello, good evening, and
everyone.
welcome. JMK Custom Works, episode 15. How are we? Son of a crayon slayer. Hello, sir. Minjosa, how are you? Jacob. Doing good, buddy. How are you? Welcome. I know I would. What's up, Dave?
How would you have that?
Slathered in barbecue sauce with ice cooled Budweiser. Smudge. What's up, buddy? Skyfall.
Hey, Shannon.
Love you. Thanks for being here. That's right.
Jacob knows what's up.
Ooh, slathering ribs in mustard. That's a bold move. Pre-smoke, post-smoke.
Hell
Skyfall,
yeah.
you got it. Yeah, you got to get that Woody 222 in there. Absolutely. Well, everybody, appreciate you being here. Last week we started on the Dragonsky kit, and this week we're going to press forward a little bit more. We'll do purple and black. We'll probably do black first, and while that's drying, tape off to do purple. It's probably the process we're going to follow here. Yeah, been a productive weekend. I hope you all had a great Memorial Day weekend. Hope you kept in mind the families and everything that we're missing somebody. It's a heavy weekend, but I always thought, as long as you're doing something that maybe they would have done had they been here, I think that's a fine way to look at it. Spending time with family and stuff like that, or painting because you're a recluse, whatever works for you.
Or packing.
No judgment. You could be packing, whatever it is. I hope you had a great weekend.
Modeling. You just never know.
Gun Bunny. Hello, sir. Welcome. Yeah. So, I like I said, I had a good weekend. I did a lot of comic book buying. Ooh.
What?
Yep. For sure. Got a big old stack of comic books. G-Force. Yes. Us too, my man. Very excited about it. Gonzo. See you in DFW, my friend.
It's gonna be so cool just seeing everybody, meeting everybody, and getting to hang out.
Now that we've had like a year of building this, it's pretty exciting. Pretty cool. Last year was kind of weird. Handful of people that knew me. That was kind of strange. I'm betting it's not going to be much different this year. It's probably still going to feel weird, but super excited about it. Really excited. Looking forward to it. Both shows, even though we're really only set up at one. Obviously, we'll have stuff because we're on the road.
We're gonna try to work something out, though. I don't know, to do something at Joe Fest.
We're gonna beat up a vendor and steal their table.
Yeah, gonna take it.
We'll have backup. We'll have the Skeletron's Robo Skull army behind us.
And he never watches this show, so he'll never see it coming.
Yeah.
We can straight up put it on blast what we're gonna do, and he wouldn't know until that day.
He wouldn't know. He would have no idea. Blissfully unaware.
We'll have to try to make it seem like it's his idea.
Yeah. That's what we'll do. Or blame it on Alexander. We could do that too.
Yeah, blame it on the kid. Sure.
Now there's an idea, Machine Man.
That's a good idea.
Will it be on live? I don't know. Depends on the avenue we take. Whether or not that's suitable for the tubes. But
I'm guessing that we will do some videos though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll do some stuff. Try to give you guys some content while we're down there. A handful will be at Joe Fest, and a handful will be at DFW, and let's try to merge the streams, weave them together. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So, boom. That's what we're dealing with. Now that is horribly out of focus. Pretty Pepto. Pretty.
Yeah, it is.
It is just not doing it. A professional would have been prepared for such things. It just really doesn't focus. Well,
it looks nice.
Uno momento, por favor.
Little adjustment.
Yeah.
So I will say, while you're getting ready there, that at Joe Fest, a couple of years ago, we went and we found this awesome Greek restaurant that was pretty amazing. It was just like a block from the show. It's great for lunch. We're very much.
I am actually looking forward to that restaurant.
Yeah. Not only was the food fantastic, but they had baklava, which was
very good. Tony.
The amigo. So one of those times we make a run, we'll have to. Some of you guys have to hook up. We'll go have some lunch.
Definitely.
And at DFW, we also have places that we really like.
Well, we did. Now we're in a completely different part of town.
Are we?
Yeah.
Aren't we just like a few blocks away from where we were?
Whoops.
Wow. Dun, dun, dun.
Whoops. Dun. Good thing I was wearing pants, y'all.
That is actually a good thing, period. I mean, show or not.
Well, you say that now. You're probably not.
No, I'm a hypocrite. I say things, but that's not what I do.
Now that's better. Oh, no.
Well, fingers crossed, man.
So sorry to hear that. That's terrible.
Jimmy, that's it. That's it. Yeah, I love that place, man.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think that's right.
So good, dude. That chicken euro was
Oh,
pita.
God.
Was it pita wrap or was it a year? I can't even remember. It's 2 years ago.
I think it
So
was a euro.
good. God dang, it was good. That tzatziki, get out of here. Mm. Hit me with the good stuff.
No, Smudge, we can't stop him, but, that's what shaming is for. Like, I would say 40 to 50% of my parenting skill was just shaming him for bad decisions. You just do a lot of this.
You got that more from me and you know it. I'm telling you, Jacob, just talk to Chad. He's got a whole back seat. I mean, he's got 3 windshield wipers and he just has one person in the car. Come on now.
That doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't even make sense. Get down to Dallas and he can take advantage of the carpool lane. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably under construction because it's fucking
Oh,
Dallas,
yeah. I mean, at least part of it will be.
at least it's Dallas and not, Tennessee. That's going to be stupid.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds good.
There's no shame in a custom Philly cheesesteak pizza. I will tell you that.
No shame in that game. No, sir. That was a hell of a picture. That was a hell of a picture.
Quentin, it's practically a miracle.
It's, yeah, good old Chad Dukes.
Very dramatic. Really short time frame.
I will have some stickers to contribute to the Dolly Fest. Got our couple of kooks. We gotta figure it out there, and JMK Custom Works, and of course, got to get the mugshot on there.
That guy.
That dickweed.
Shit weasel.
Okay. Get my paint booth set up here.
It would be, Jacob. You wouldn't even, half the time you'd have to forget who you were walked into the gas station with.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. He's
Oh,
in the
it's
car.
that one. Yeah, it's that guy. All right. So the stuff we're going silver. I don't think I'm going to chrome the stuff. I think I'm going to do silver.
Welcome.
Stu. Hello, sir.
I think that would be awesome. I don't know if anybody still makes those, but those would be so.
Do people? I wonder. Huh. I haven't seen one of those in some time. See if some are still available.
Oh yeah, sticker packs. A whole pack of puffy stickers. That one with Mikey's face on it would just be wonderful.
That would make for a good puffy sticker.
And later on, when people were selling them online after everybody's famous, then
what the fuck?
Then that one would always be missing from the packs. Tristan.
G'day.
I don't know if there's a need for name calling, but okay.
Oh, jeez. Shit got real. Oh. All right. Lunchbox killer.
Welcome.
So the stuff I'm going to do silver, which I was going to do chrome. I probably won't. I think I'll just do silver, so it looks like raw aluminum.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I think I'm going to paint all it black, and then
Paint the
spray the
silver
silver
over
on
it.
top. Yeah. So we've got the tank and the ends of the tanks and the flamethrower itself are the only chrome pieces for this build. So we're
I
going
did
to
see you.
paint
I
that
did see
in.
you drilling out some of the indentions there. Are you going to wire it?
Yeah, that was my plan.
It's an optional thing to do, but it does make it really look cool.
Well, if it's gonna be for display,
Yeah.
that's all state stand. I mean, it's not, but it could be.
Well, it's awesome knowing someone on the other side of the earth watches.
It's true. That is true.
Hey, while you're here, don't forget to hit the like button, everybody.
Punch it, Chewy. That'd be hella rad, yo. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Zakanin will be on with the potato tonight. So sure part of your evening plans are to go watch the pasty one.
What time is that, Mikey?
That is 8 Central, so right after this show, hop on over to the three POA.
Stu wants to know what the preferred matte spray to bring down the shiny of Hasbro plastics.
Gaines and several others use that Mr. Hobby spray, and that seems to work really, really well. I've never used it because I'm always doing something way extra. But it looks like it works really well. Looks like it works with joints and it doesn't mess you up. So I would recommend the Mr. Hobby one. It's covered in
Yeah,
Japanese
Quentin,
writing.
those are rookie numbers. We got to bump those up.
Yeah, what the French toast?
Yojo Daddy got my first classified out of Vietnam, and I have to say I am impressed. The Retro Viper hits all the feels. It does.
Oh, we got that Retro Viper. That looks good.
Raymond, the Yugoslav brothers.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Appreciate that. We'll nod to the Croatian ancestry.
Yes, sir.
Jimmy, I believe mine is coming. I am pretty excited for it. It's been a long wait. I'm really excited for that Baroness Gunner figure. I mean, there's several things in that I think are pretty cool. My problem is going to be it will be a month or two before I will even be able to open it. And when I tried to change and update my address, Hasbro, the Pulse site, did not like that and just kept going back to the same thing after I filled everything out. So I got to figure that out at some point. Sometimes you just have to figure it out.
You can't figure out on Thursday nights at 9 p.m.
Yeah. Speaking of that, tomorrow night's the big show.
Tomorrow night is the big show.
We're going to have a
whole panel of Dickweeds and Dan.
Yeah. We're going to have obviously, Zakanin and Mikey, and
Oh yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there.
I'm gonna roll in, and the special guests. I'm not really a special guest. I'm just hanging out. But the special guest will be Dan Klingensmith and
Greg Brown.
Greg Brown from Cotswold Collectibles. And Greg and Dan are kind of the main people putting on the DFW show. So we're going to talk a lot about the show, what's going to happen at the show, what kind of craziness they're going to have in store for us. Mikey and I are part of the show, but props to Dan and Greg for turning up the heat this year and making it a more exciting and expansive show. Machine Man wants to know, do airbrushes have covers for the paint cup, or is it a skill thing? You can get covers for them, right?
They have covers. Both of mine have covers. My primary one has a kind of a flexible rubber one, and then my other one has a metal cap that goes over it. So if I'm using the detail one, it just has the metal cap. And then this one has a nozzle cover too. So
that's cool. That way it doesn't dry in the nozzle, which is
big problem.
Which is the danger, because you get kind of your brain, when you cap that off, you don't think about the fact that the nozzle itself is still exposed, and so it will dry out.
Yeah, usually what I do is I take the Q-tip. What's up, Rowdy? I take the Q-tip, put it in a little bit of my lacquer thinner, and I clear the needle. But if you wait too long, it'll right inside the needle will harden. What's up, Cliff? How are you, sir?
Oh, look who's here.
Oh, Stacy! What's up, Stacy? That's right. Just
yes, G-Force Racing. That is exactly true. Glue nozzles, you think you probably got it good, sealed up good, but they never really seal up that good.
No, they don't. They don't. I will tell you, my glue sits on my desk with this on.
Yeah, those tips seem to be really good because of the
it does not dry out.
They work like a plumbing pipe, like a trap.
Yeah, that thing works really well, and you can get like a bag of these on Amazon for nothing. And I just pop on, and when they do get clogged, you just throw it away and replace it. Put the glue inside.
Yeah, it's cheap enough you don't worry about it, and it's way cheaper than buying another bottle of glue because the cap.
Hell yeah! So I'd say get some of those. It would take me forever to find that, or I would link it. I would link an Amazon for that. It would take me forever to find it because that's how long ago I bought that bag, and it still lasts. I'll tell you, like once every maybe few months, I change it. Like it's not very often.
Oh, Shuka, they'll have plenty of QC issues. It wouldn't be a proper HasLab if it didn't.
That's accurate. That's accurate. I don't know. I might be persuaded to even look and see if there's somebody that would be willing to trade a Dragonfly for the Rattler. I have the Dragonfly, but I don't really know what to do with it. Whereas at least the Rattler, I'm a fan of the vehicle. But as far as priorities go, it ain't even close.
Raymond wants to know how your compressor is so quiet.
Dude, those compressors just really aren't very loud.
Yeah,
they're a little bitty guy. It's under my desk. It's away from my microphone.
Jeff has noted my mustache. Welcome, Jeff. That's
What
awesome.
the?
There's a guy that I work with. This mustache. He tells me that I look like a cop, and I said, well, that was funny because for the last year he tells me I look like a Fed. So the Fu Manchu, I guess, turns a Fed into a cop. I don't know.
Oh yeah. I mean, it is. It doesn't give off Fed vibes, unless you're talking. Maybe, well, I don't know. U.S. Marshal maybe.
Yeah,
Could
maybe.
be you. I mean, you could still be a Fed boy. Yeah, okay, I could see.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to pull back, and
And I just
that's just
the vehicles just don't do it for me. I'll be honest with you. It just doesn't trip my trigger.
the
And
DNA.
even the figures that were in the Rattler just really weren't. Like I said, I would rather have a Wild Bill, or I would rather have a Wild Weasel than a Wild Bill, and I would rather have an A10 than a Dragonfly. But when fucking cop.
Little bit of an underrated movie, but that's pretty
Do a
funny.
fucking knock.
Knack.
Was that the Heat? The Heat, or the Bill Burr's the brother. What do you
Yeah.
fucking knock? So good. Pretty stupid, but I love that one.
Jacob, I believe we have two things going on. We will have the workshop where we're going to build the spaceman, and then we're just going to do a presentation style and just go over a bunch of tips and tricks and stuff that we're working on and things like that. So it's going to be two different events. One is the hands-on workshop, and then one is more of a just come sit down and we're going to do some presenting and pop it up.
Yeah.
So
Come as you are, as the grunge kids say.
yeah.
I would not recommend being soaked in bleach, though. I'd probably skip that.
Yeah. Well, Tristan says he would watch a Miami Vice style cop show with the Kukoviches set in the Midwest. Well, I would too, because
I'd watch that. Holy shit!
there's gonna, if it's set in the Midwest here, unless we go to somewhere like North Springfield, it's probably going to be just a lot of sitting at Casey's parking lot waiting for break time, hitting up certain restaurants, that sort of thing.
Well, don't forget about taking your lifted truck to Midnight Rodeo.
Oh, Machine Man's getting a Simon and Simon vibe. I could do that too. I know.
Scott knows exactly what that means.
What's funny is there's North Springfield and then there's north of Springfield, and they're two very different neighborhoods.
Yes, that's true. It's a matter of how close you are to the rail yard, really.
Cooter's Garage, I think you would just be more like hassling all the people at the stoplights, begging and trying to catch the crackheads stealing stuff.
There would definitely be crackhead chasing. That would for sure. I mean, if anybody's ever watched, what was that show where they had like live PD?
Yeah, where they were actually in Springfield.
Half of that was Greene County, and that was mostly North Springfield in that show.
Yeah, north and west Springfield.
Yes, there was also some west.
Jacob says, very cool. So an actual class and then a panel. Should avoid soaking myself in bleach. There can only be one translucent toy collector.
Here.
That is true, and we're kind of fond of him.
Yeah, I like him most of the time.
Yes, the Hodeo. That is actually right.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. You gotta get the hodeo, brother.
That's for those that don't know, that's what people in town call the midnight rodeo. Because
Yeah.
that place can be a lot of fun, but it can turn sketch really quick.
Often both things in the same night.
Yeah, like you start out,
Because
it's fun, and then somebody gets stabbed.
Thursday night is ladies' night. So ladies' drinks are like $2, and it's a country bar, so it's got a big sawdust floor, which means some dude with an underlit F350 is gonna get butt hurt because his girlfriend's in the ass shaking competition, and you were looking a little too long, and your buddy beat his ass in pools. There's always some shit. I heard.
Yeah,
No.
George's Steakhouse. That and that hotel across from Walmart on Kearney Street. That one. I think somebody gets shot there like at least once every 2 months.
Oh, Springfield.
Suka, don't you
Oh,
disrespect Yolanda.
uh, I think it's a little sketchier than a truck stop, if I'm being frank.
Warchest, I'm old enough to remember Cowboy 2000, so at least back in the day, you actually like you could tell where to be and not to be in town. Now it could just be anywhere at any time.
It's all gray. It's all gray.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what that place was. Was it? It was a roller rink, right? Before it became the Cowboy, I think. Just remember they didn't do a lot with the floor before they turned it in. It just basically became a massive dance floor. It's pretty crazy. It was huge. I mean, for that kind of place. GI Joe fan.
Hell yeah, man.
That's great. We were talking about that earlier. It's going to be pretty exciting. Everywhere has something like that, but Springfield is just such an unusual place because it seems like a nice small town. Yeah, I do. I remember the bull riding thing. Place was something else. Jake Anderson. Hi, John and Mikey.
What's up, man? How are you?
Yeah, I thought
Thanks
it
for
was a
joining.
Is that the same vinyl tape you used for the straps?
It is. Yeah, it is.
Jacob says we're lucky enough to just have the most dangerous area of our city be called the war zone. Feels like you're walking through the streets of RoboCop's Detroit, or maybe current Detroit.
Not much of a difference there, huh?
Son of a crayon slayer. What scale are NECA figures? Looking for a head swap. Any ideas?
NECA are closer to 1/10. You're looking for a head to go on one? Is that the deal? Well, that is probably what I would recommend, getting a 1/10 scale.
From one of the customizers.
Yeah, from
Modeler.
Mm-hmm. Some of them have them on their site where you can buy a different scale, and some of them have them listed separately. It's kind of case by case, but you can go to like Collectible Carnage or what's the other one I like on Etsy? I mean, Collectible Carnage is on eBay as well, but it's weird. He's got different selections. So some stuff he has on eBay, some stuff he has on Etsy, some he has on both.
And he mixes it up. He could have some 1/10 scale stuff here, but then on the other side, he has the 1/12.
Yeah.
Lunchbox yeah. Killa, Mikey JMK Customs. I can't wait for Legend Series on your stream.
Yeah.
Well, it is happening.
That's next week.
Next week. I'm going to be busy. Tony's going to take it over.
He is. He's going to take the mantle, take the spot. He seems pretty excited about it. I'm excited about it because it means I could just get
it's going to be awesome.
Hang out and bullshit with Tony.
I mean, I love doing this with Mikey, but I also like the guests that Zakanan and Mikey have. It's always fun just to get everybody going.
Yeah, and especially like people that, I mean, Tony, we see, we see all week. We get to get plenty of it, but not with other people.
Yeah, that's what's cool about it. Figures and interact, right?
Right now, the Talking Figures is on hiatus, so we'll just get to hang out, and read some chats, swap tips.
War Chest, I'm repainting my desert tumbler right now. It looks solid so far.
Oh yeah,
Did you snag one of those Amazon ones?
And $30 joints? Hell of a deal.
Hope everybody did. Tony says he's excited to be on.
Hell yeah, man. Super stoked. Scott, I painted up one.
Look at that, y'all.
I'm pretty happy with the stencil work. I mean, I had to make them. Yeah, dude. 30 bucks.
3 of them.
Freaking insane, bro.
Larry, hello to you too, man.
Larry Manchaka. Hello, sir. Good evening.
Suka says that's some impressive stenciling.
Thank you. I'll be honest, I have a silhouette literally because that's what I wanted to do with it. Well, that one and the hyena, the Action Force Hiss. But
yes.
Those two projects is the whole
Scott says that's awesome. I wanted to do that, but I couldn't find a regular Batmobile. That's wicked. Just paint a camouflage one for $30.
Hell yeah. Yeah, $30 is that's absurd.
He also says he's got a plotter, so he's made some kick-ass non-camo tiger style stripes.
Nice. Cool. Hell yeah, bro.
Suka says, you merely adopted the Dixie. I was born in it. Robert,
Yeah.
what's up to you, man?
What's up, man? What's up? Robert's Infinite Railroads.
Well, you are going all out on these pads, man.
It's all about the prep, dude.
It is all about the prep.
I'm not only a representative, I'm a customer. How that goes, something like that.
Lunchbox Killer wants to know, how long have you been doing customs?
5 years, 6 years.
6 years, yeah. No, he's been doing that a lot longer than that, because I've been packing because I'm moving, and I've come across some of his 1990s era goodness.
Well, I mean, that is true. I had a childhood, so I did do stuff.
I wish I'd have brought a couple of them up for the show, because one of them is a Zartan that he turned into a brown and tan Wolverine.
Hell yeah. He had Vega's claws.
Yeah, Vega's claws. That's right. Smudge, is that vinyl tape or painter's tape? It's vinyl tape. It's the same tape that he used on the sci-fi build to make the straps on the legs.
Yes.
It came in a pack from Amazon. It comes with like 5 different rolls.
Yeah.
There it is.
So 1mm, 2mm. 1mm is what I used for the bands on sci-fi. 2mm is what I'm using now. The 5mm. I think this is the one I obviously use the most. This is my regular tape. But yeah, it's got lots of different. It's weird because the thin ones are hard to get by themselves. So you kind of end up getting the kit, but the kit's like $10. And this vinyl tape is incredibly handy.
Hey, Machine Man says that it's kind of funny that the Tumbler is better suited for creek jumping than a 69 Charger.
Dude, yeah,
that is funny. And if they did like a new Dukes of Hazzard story, you could do that where that's what they get to run it. 90% Smudge says 90% prep, 10% paint. That is true no matter what you paint, whether it's a car, a model kit, or one of these things. The amount of time that you spend prepping will save you so much time and pain, heartache later.
Absolutely.
Talib, welcome.
Talib, what is up, sir?
Yes, because it's crazy how that prep works when my company does decks. It always takes us over an hour to prep and only about an hour to stain and seal. Yeah, it's true. Like if you paint a car, you spend way more time taping shit off, and oh my god, it's Zakanan says, "Run and shine in the tumbler." Yeah, hell yeah. Father Son Galaxy, good evening.
What's up?
Lunchbox Killer says, "I'm all in with them Dukes." Hell yeah.
That Bruce Wayne is at it again.
Yeah, it seems like to drive that vehicle, a Bo Duke with a Batman cowl would be pretty good.
You are correct, sir. Yes.
Yeah, Robert, he showed it a little bit ago before you came on. He showed the top of it with the flag and the words on it.
Oh yeah.
Pretty awesome. Here it comes again, just for you, sir. Woo! Gone God damn!
God damn! There it is. Bam, 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 bam.
Smudge says, so does that
Yeah,
make
sure.
Joker a cop?
Real fucking cop. I don't know. Can I even
Yeah,
access
Joker Roscoe would be all right.
They're braided up. I was gonna show you the Duke boys to go with it. They're kind of deep in the shelves. I will for sure knock some stuff off getting those.
Robert says, does it come in orange with a Confederate flag? Why, yes, Mr. Wayne.
Whatever you need, Mr. Wayne.
Ken said, so nice, he showed it twice.
Yes, sir.
He says, Boss Hog Joker. Yeah, be like a Kingpin Joker cross with a big cigar.
That would be wild.
Scott wants to know if you're going to do a video on the general.
No, unfortunately, I have not been recording that process because I have been so far behind. I've just been trying to make up time because I need to have it at DFW.
Menjoza says Daisy Harley.
Oh shit!
Hell yeah!
Jesus, that's the.
Tristan says one of the first toys he remembered having was a 1/18 scale General Lee, even all the way over there in Oz.
Really, that's cool. Was it the the legit one?
Southern than Victoria, Australia.
Oh, that's true. There's Southern, and then there's Southern Hemisphere.
Suka says, you want to know how I got these jurisdiction lines? Yes.
My father was a shiner and a fiend.
Even funnier is Fox in a General Lee Batmobile. Jacob says, now that's the custom figure he wants. G-Force Racing, didn't realize how much I needed a General Lee tumbler until now. Lunchbox Killa says, I've done some painting on RC bodies. You know, the fun part about doing RC bodies is you can paint them from the inside out. Robert says, Joker is Boss Hog, Roscoe is the Riddler. That's probably pretty good.
That does make sense. Yeah.
Turk Murphy's Toy Solutions. Hey man, welcome.
Turk, what's up, buddy?
Rowdy says, I think something bounced up into my undercarriage.
Oh my god. Man, she was hot in that movie. Good lord.
Warchest says, you will sell that thing fast for sure, but you need Duke Boys, clutch and rock and roll, plus the tumbler is a bridge jumper, so that tracks. He actually, for the person that he's doing that with, he does have a Bo and Luke Duke using the are they the Mego heads, Mikey? Are they redone Mego heads, or are they totally custom?
Yeah, those are those are not Mego heads. The Mego head, the shrunken Mego heads are Zacanans. I have those, but those are Zacanans.
The stuff's out there.
The ones for Jeff are sculpted. They're
all right.
They are.
Roddy does say she only knows the Dukes movie.
That's fair.
It's okay. It's okay. Nobody's perfect.
It's a pretty entertaining movie, frankly.
Yeah. Stu says they had a General Lee in the early 80s. It was made of real thin plastic, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and they also made one, whatever that company was that did the like the NASCAR, bodies that were about 18 inches long. I know they had a General Lee also.
Yeah, what was that? Because it was the same brand that made the figures, right?
I don't know if it really was. That company just like seemed to make like any possible famous car in this really cheap blow molded plastic body.
It was a really terrible car. Like its quality was dog shit.
Yeah, it was all like just smoothed over lines, and but the decals were what they put on it. I had the Mountain Dew car, which I believe was like an '86 Grand Prix,
Hell yeah.
maybe. I don't know. Robert still got the original Matchbox General Lee.
Ooh, that's cool.
Best all the hill, but it's still cool. Yeah, I mean, I still have several of the Matchbox and Hot Wheels cars from when I was a kid. They're beat up, but I love them. War Chest Full always wants to know, how did you get the wheels off the body? I've got some of the other panels off.
Dude, I didn't. Straight up, I didn't. I looked, I tried, and everything that happened was just going to end in catastrophe. So I literally wrapped them in tape and sprayed around.
Okay.
So that was
That's
how I
safe.
got around that. There's the one.
Both Stu and Jacob said that those cars were Ertl. I seem to recall that. I just don't know. I am kind of a fan of Ertl stuff because they were in Iowa, and when they did 12-inch figures, they did like a fisherman and hunting type series, and I actually ended up with several of the prototype boxes that they just cut out of random racing collectibles boxes, cardboard, just to make the box with the window so you knew what it was going to look like. I have several of those. I just like the whole Ertl story and everything about him. Rowdy says she needs a 1/12 '67 Impala.
No, a little supernatural action.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what they were trying to go with that Bandito thing, but I just
Yeah.
I don't know if those boys can be trusted. Straight up. Need to earn some faith back, because I sure as shit wouldn't have it.
Yeah, Robert says the General Lee was for the figures with the top opened up to set them in. I remember that car.
That's right. Yeah, I knew it had a weird feature.
Yeah. Yeah. Warchest says that's what he had to do with his too. So.
Yep.
His wheels.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything that told me a safe way to do it. They seem like they're heat pressed on, so getting them off was gonna be nasty. So
Robert says he lived in the South in the 70s and early 80s. You couldn't escape the Dukes back then. I feel like that was kind of, even in Missouri, it was kind of like that. Raymond says that the Process Plastics company made the best 3 3/4 to 69 Dodge Charger I still have for my Joes. That's cool.
Oh, cool.
G-Force Racing says nothing sexual, but 69 muscle cars were on point. And as someone who has studied design a little bit, I can tell you that there is actually some sexuality to those cars and their designs.
Yeah.
Especially the Coke bottle shape of the Chargers and the first GTOs. Not the very first ones.
Stole that from 66 to 67 GMs.
And that is because that designer went to Chrysler and perfected the Coke bottle design on the Charger.
Man, did he ever.
But what I was saying about the G-Force was, when you look at cars, especially something like a Cobra, right? Like, what is so attractive about that? And what if it is the curves? You know, it's the flared out curves. Like from the top, you almost get that hourglass shape. There was a reason that was the way it is.
Those hips did not lie.
Jacob said that it's cool. He just recently got a minty in-box Ertl A-Team van. Oh, Lord. That is a cool toy. Tristan says the 67 Impala was the coolest character in Supernatural. Oh, hold on, man. Whoa.
Shots fired.
Robert said Dukes and NWA wrestling were basically a lifestyle in these parts.
I mean that makes sense.
And then there was NASCAR.
And there was NASCAR.
Stu says my favorite Ertl is my Colt Seaver GMC pickup from Fall Guy.
Ooh, nice.
Suka says curves, man. You know what's funny? There was a cartoon, and I don't remember if it was Warner Brothers or what, but it was showing like the cars of the future, and they literally like went over the top with the sexual. It was a kids cartoon, but they went over the top with the sexual overtones of the car shapes. It was so funny, and I've not been able to find that again. But oh my god, that was great.
And it probably went the same way as the
Wile E. Coyote getting his face blown off.
Yeah, and the Korean War era Looney Tunes stuff. Those are pretty brutal.
Turk Murphy, Toy Solution, says, I've been thinking about scaling up some 1/24th printed model car stuff to classified scale.
That'd be cool.
All right, so Rowdy hits us with a couple of things. And the first thing is they want to snoo the car. Yeah, like that was the idea. But then she comes back with this. No, Dean. Dean is everything.
Oh, shit.
So,
well, guys, there's only one way to settle this, and that's in the ring. So take it up with Tony, and he'll book it.
Cooter's Garage says, I always like the lines on a 69 Roadrunner. Well, Cooter's Garage, I don't think there is a muscle car design, especially a silhouette, that is more muscle car than a 69 Mopar. I just think it hits on all cylinders. It's just, whether it's a Super B or a Roadrunner, those B bodies are the ultimate cars. Long back deck, they look like they should be jacked up in the back about 4 inches just to look right. Everything about that car is, those lines are great. Most people really like the Chevelles and stuff, but I love B-body Mopars myself.
Yeah, I like them, but you know it's 70 for me, unless we're talking coronets, and then it's 68, 69.
Well, yeah. I mean, there is that. When did I start customizing? Lunchbox Killer. When did I start customizing? I'm going to say probably around 1979, 1980.
Oh, okay.
This is a massive fail, but
is it?
I painted this with some testers, not acrylic paint, because you couldn't get acrylic paint back then. And you can see that the soft parts have gummed up, and But this was one of my first customs. I went through my Star Wars box and tried to paint them more accurate to the movies, and that was around 1980. So that's when I started customizing.
I figured you were doing Fisher Price stuff long before that.
I didn't paint those. I mean, I did paint some of them when I started painting the Star Wars guys. GI Joe hadn't hit yet. I only had a couple of Mego 3 3/4 figures, so I really never thought of it that way. Rowdy does also follow up by saying Jensen Ackles is everything. Rowdy, do you watch Tracker? He plays the main character's brother on a few episodes. He's pretty cool. And Quentin reminds us to not forget Hee Haw. How could I forget Hee Haw?
Hee Haw? Well, if Mom's in the chat, she's sure to chime in on that one.
Yes. GeForce Racing 63 split window vet is a love of mine.
Oh, I got to see one of those at a local show like 2 weekends ago. There was a 63, a 65, and a 67 sitting right beside each other, and on the other side of those was a 60. It
Oh
has the
Lord,
two the 58 front end, but the Stingray butt. Oh
yeah,
God,
that
they
one
looked
that is my
so good.
favorite Corvette design.
It was white. She was looking good.
Smudge had a 72 Monte Carlo and miss it to this day. Should have never sold it. I
I
was
hear
just
you,
talking to
brother.
someone today about that, about selling cars that you loved and regretting it and looking back on why you sold it and just the way it is.
It is the way it is.
War chest
It'd
full
be
of
like that
toys.
sometimes.
Colts GMC is at the car museum in Branson. That's awesome. I did not know it was down there. He's actually gotten to drive that truck. That's badass. When I was a kid, I thought that truck was pretty much what every truck should look like. I love that show, and that was
I still kind of think that. I'll be frank with you.
yeah, it's a solid design.
You say truck. I'm I'm gonna right off the bat. I'm just gonna assume it's a square body. That's what's happening.
That's right. A said, "Who here is a Bigfoot monster truck fan?" So there's a question. Suka says, "Old Warner Brothers cartoons are a rabbit hole." Yes, they are, because it wasn't all Bugs Bunny and the regular characters. They did some really really weird stuff.
Weird.
Robert does say, surprisingly, NASCAR didn't quite have the presence here that it has in other southern areas. Not saying it isn't here, but nothing like some places I've visited.
That's fair.
Yeah, I've been some places where that is like
Life.
life.
Not so much. Not so much here in Missouri.
No, not so much.
Like I mean, we've been to NASCAR parties and shit, but
Yeah,
it's not life. It's just some people like. There's lots of people like it, but it's not like the must thing, must do on Sunday. I mean, you got to cross state line to go to a track for it anyway.
yeah. Raymond says 69 Dodge Chargers have amazing headlights and a wide rear end. They do.
Oh, that's true, and those are desirable traits.
Cliff says he's got a bunch of Ertl Farmall tractors, collected them with my dad. Yeah, I do love those. My dad had several of them, but that is not some of the stuff that we kept around. But I do. Again, my appreciation for Ertl stuff is deep. A punk with toys. Hello, fools.
What up, Lawrence? How are you, sir? Welcome, my guy.
Shuka says the 69 Daytonas are the only ones that look like someone got too excited with a straight edge. Man, excited enough to whip everyone else's ass in the races.
Talk about NASCAR history. Jesus, Murphy.
That car is a perfect example of race on Sunday, sell on Monday. Like it is
hopefully sell on Monday, because those
unfortunately it was Monday a year and a half later when they had to sell it when people found out they suck in traffic because they don't have a big enough
overheating because there's no airflow, having to knock off the wings and shit just to sell them.
Stu says nothing beats the boxy style of a 1986 Caprice Classic station wagon. Haha. Stu, that's funny because we rocked a four-door Caprice for several years in my house. My dad loved that car. War chest. I own a 69 Chevelle, but my sweet love is my new FJ40. Got a lot of work ahead of me. That is awesome.
Oh, rad, dude.
Rowdy says she'll watch that episode of Tracker now. Yeah, he's on a few of them. He is super cool.
Older. That's funny.
And your mom did chime in on the hee-haw stuff.
I knew it. I
Hell
knew she
yeah.
wouldn't be able to resist on the hee-haw.
Shannon Kalhoff says, I watched hee-haw with my grandma. Cool.
Right on. Yeah, I mean, obviously I got an appreciation for the 69 Chevelles, but the 69 Pontiacs have a very special place in my heart.
Me too.
But if I'm getting my pick of the litter, 70 Buick. Hands
70 what?
70 Buick.
Oh. 70 Chevelle? Would you say? Do what?
Buick.
Buick. Oh my God. The Skylark. Hell yeah. GeForce Racing says, fun story. My dad had a 69 Roadrunner 383 and got a $300 tune-up back then. Mom was pissed and said, let's see what you got for $300. He stomped on it and met a cop in the middle of the road with a radar.
Oh, no.
That is what you get for $300.
Oh, no, you get a ticket. That's what you get. That sucks, dude.
Roddy says she has a 1983 F-150 with a carbureted 302. There's nothing wrong with that, but you should just get a Bronco.
Just get a
full-size Bronco, not the little guys.
Not the twos.
All right. Raymond has a professional question. What scale is 3 3/4 GI Joe? It's not 1/18. What is it? Well, that's a pretty good question for the ages, right? It really was never meant to be a scale. It was literally, when that scale started, especially in the United States, it was what you could fit in your pocket. And basically, somebody said, this is how big it should be. And that is what all the figures were done in. So usually they are a little bigger and bulkier than 1/18 scale. And I really don't know. I know that discussion has gone on forever. Justin Booth. Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
The werewolf himself. What's up, sir? The champion.
GeForce Racing says NASCAR is not as big as one might think in North Carolina. You know, that is true. Unless you're like right around Raleigh, it doesn't seem to be like that big of a deal. Stu says Car of Tomorrow 1951 by Tex Avery was a great cartoon. Is that the one I'm talking about, Stu? The Cars of Tomorrow one?
If you just crack that, he's gonna love you.
Oh my God. Lunchbox Killer says, I'm 46. My friend's brothers showed me how to kit bash Joes when I was a lad.
Hell yeah.
It did not take me long to start customizing them once I started breaking thumbs, to be honest. So,
so true.
Tristan, yes, that is true. NASCAR did start it out of the Prohibition, showcasing their souped-up bootlegging mobiles.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. It's more of a Appalachia thing than a Southern thing.
Yeah, that makes
sense. Stu says station wagons were my cars from 16 to 24. You know, I developed an appreciation for station wagons early on, especially some like the 69 Cutlass.
I was going to ask if it was the Cutlass.
They keep the lines, the Malibu wagon, 1969,
and
1970.
And you get that skylight thing where the roof bumps up.
Yeah,
glass there on the cutties. Pretty cool.
Couple more mentions of Hee Haw. Tristan says, what about Christine? Christine was the best thing to happen to that car because, I mean, yes, Christine is cool and it's cool in that movie, but honestly, that thing is just so, it's just so much. and they didn't pull the fins off like Cadillac did. You know, they just look like they're humped on the back. I don't know.
Yeah. Tough
But
to compete with
it is
Cadillac
a
when it comes
true
to
brick
fins.
shoebox car. You know,
It is.
Rowdy would rock a '92 Bronco in pink. Well, that's not a terrible choice. I mean, everybody's up to their own on the color. Menjoza says he has a '65 Mustang. Cooter's Garage '68 GTO. Raymond mentions several cars, B bodies. And Rowdy does say the most exciting thing about NASCAR is when someone makes a right turn instead of a left. I honestly feel like that's the reason most people watch NASCAR.
Yeah, I can't even remember who I was talking to about that, but it was like, why do people still watch it? Like,
I think you and me were talking about that.
Was it us? I can't remember.
Yeah. People just watch for the morbid hope that there's an accident.
Yeah, which seems fucked up. I mean, now, geez, I mean, I don't. It's pretty rare if somebody doesn't walk away.
Worcester Joy says he went up to Kansas about 10 years ago to a NASCAR race. Couldn't believe how many people were there.
Yeah, we had a work event at the Kansas Speedway. We got like free tickets. Like I say, work event. It was just sponsored essentially. But yeah, I that was the only time I've ever done one, and it was like the trucks. And I mean, it was an experience, but I don't care to ever go again. Like once you take the S out of NASCAR and they're not real, it just doesn't excite me. That's just me.
Tristan does say in the book, in the movie, Christine literally bulldozed a house. I think that you could probably do that with a 57 or 58 Fury, honestly.
Probably most years of the Fury, you could probably do that. That thing's always a tank.
Yeah, G-Force Racing says an auto shop down the road from me growing up had a '70 Pantera in the window for a decade. Beautiful.
Oh, freaking Pantera!
Panteras are really nice looking cars.
Damn, those are cool, man.
Especially when you think about what year they were built, and then they have that tip of the hat to Tristan, that sweet ZZ or CZ transaxle, that transmission, ZV.
Paired up to a Ford 351.
Yeah, sweet.
So cool.
I did a gig working on a GT40 replica molds and stuff for a company one time, and I remember getting those transaxles from down under to complete them.
You had to get those from Australia?
Yeah, well, they're from New Zealand. Damn. I think that's NZ.
Oh,
I think that's why it's called an NZ.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I didn't realize that was a Kiwi thing. I had no idea.
Yep.
They freaking just pulled from everywhere.
Yeah, and the Pantera, that's what they used in those. That's what they used in the GT40. Several mid-engine cars popped that just because it's such a solid transaxle.
That makes sense. I don't think I've ever actually got to look closely at a Pantera. I can't think of one where I've ever seen one in the flesh for to walk up. I've seen one in traffic or whatever. On the street. There was probably one at that World of Wheels where the GT40 was, but I don't remember it.
There probably was. That was one of the most incredible shows I've. Not just because my GT40 was there, but just because they had a lot of really cool stuff. That Woody wagon, that custom Woody wagon was.
Something. Yeah, that had just been redone. I mean, it just was like, oh man, the woodwork on that was so nice.
Yeah, it wasn't like you would think.
Orange, right?
Do what?
Wasn't it orange?
Yeah, it was orange, and then it had the back end was replaced, and it was a curvy car, so I want to say it was a 68 or 69, but so instead of just like a straight wood panels, like these were hand carved to be the curves of the car.
Yeah.
Man, it was so beautiful. It was something special.
It was like a furniture maker, like
Yeah, yeah. It was
crafted it. It
somewhere
was
I have some
gorgeous.
pictures of that car. Tristan says we got to make cars tough to survive the wasteland, like the V8 Interceptor.
Yeah, Hemi Chargers, Hemi straight six Chargers on the Valiant chassis. Oh, so cool, dude! That is one of my favorite cars in the last, well, not the last one because that was about the chick. The first Tom Hardy one. What was that one called? The Mad Max movie. What was that called with Tom Hardy? Shit. Anyway, in that one, there's those Valiant Chargers, and one of them's got tank treads. And I was like, that's the coolest car in here. I love the
Fury
Interceptor,
Road?
obviously. Fury Road, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Interceptor. I love those freaking Falcons are so damn cool. But man, those Chargers on the track, that was so cool.
Oh, of course, Jeff Butler, who knows his shit, says Fury Road.
Thank you, Jeff.
Tristan says grandma drove a Valiant, and he's probably not telling us it was probably a Hemi car.
I hope it was, because that'd be rad.
She traded in her shiny red super stock 64 Dodge for that.
Oh, she's a little old lady from Victoria. It's not Dead Man's Curve in Australia. It's Dead Man's Continent.
There you go.
Oh, sorry. I guess it's Oceania now. Oceania.
Mikey, we're getting about a little close to 8 o'clock here. We got about 10 minutes left.
I'm gonna shoot some purple.
Gonna lay down some paint. Joe Fan 84 says his dad had a 68 Mustang fastback. It's the best way to have a Mustang is with a fastback.
That's true. I don't know. I feel like it's a Fox body. I kind of prefer the notches on those, but
Yep, I do too. Especially with that crazy spoiler on it. It's really,
unless you can get a Capri, and then I'm into it.
Yeah, that is the one. Raymond says, so cool that us Croatians love muscle cars, Joes, and customizing.
For sure. Hell yeah.
Warchest says you should plan on being here for the Route 66 festival next year. It's going to be crazy. 100 years concerts. It's going to be a mess. I already stay in a hotel when we have it here because I can't get home. Yeah, when the festival is going on, it's just best to just stay home. I mean, go out and find somewhere to sit and watch the cars and then just get home, because you try to get up and down almost any street that touches Route 66 and you're stuck.
Oh yeah.
And then you get to deal with feeling like totally a loser because you're driving your everyday runner and you're on the road with, these badass cars.
Right.
G4 says, my uncle made a 36 Ford Roadster with a 3-foot bed, emerald green exposed engine. It was so cool.
That is cool.
Oh, yeah. Cliff says, my dad's favorite car was a 63 Corvair. I had a 65 for a little while. I actually really liked the 65 lines. I thought it was a little cooler. Joe Fan says, that's a nice color. It is a good color, and there are very few times in classic Joe history where you can play with shades of purple. So Dragonsky is one of them. LOL, I get pissed when they have the St. Patty's Day parade. I always forget and end up walking 4 blocks to the house. Tristan says that purple reminds me of the Toxo Viper, one of my favorites.
It's a good purple.
Yeah, it is, and that's a popular figure. I would think it's one of those that I'm always wondering why it hasn't seen a true representation in Classified.
Yeah.
That looks so good. I think using those Saw Viper legs is a pretty good call, really.
I agree.
It updates the design a little bit.
Well, and I mean, it is what they did in the early aughts when they finally made a Dragonsky figure. It was primarily a Saw Viper, so
yeah. Tristan also says a classified Toxo Viper would be Chef's Kiss. I would even be okay if they did the later version of that Toxo Viper. It came with 2 helmets. She can make either one, But I really like the weird little ears on that one. Suka said his Saw Viper had a wobbly waist. Ugh. Jake Anderson asks, have you guys seen anyone do 1/12 Headhunter, the basic trooper heads? I have not. In 1/12 scale. Sorry.
I definitely have not seen one of those. Headhunter or the Stormtrooper. I mean, the Stormtrooper, either one. The Stormtrooper would be that'd be a dope kit with the spikes and everything.
Yeah, that would be
a damn cool kit. Maybe put that on the list.
Jacob says it's great color, giving a little plum crazy color vibes. And Stacy, I also have a wobbly waist.
Oh,
Lord. Well, there she is. There she is.
She's give it up for Stacy. She's been holding that back all night.
She has been. She's been really well behaved. Probably because she wasn't waiting in the chat for 2 weeks like last time.
Yeah, she might have had like a nap or something. Had time to prepare. Yeah, so I think that's pretty good.
Cooter's Garage, it's funny you would say that. It actually is in classified scale. I don't know if you know the story or not, but they did the 2-up on that gun, and somehow it ended up not getting scaled back down. So it literally is twice as big as the 1/18 scale stuff.
Here's the color combo. I think that's going to be just fine.
And I did a custom Saw Viper a long time ago, and I used that gun as the base, the literal 1/18 scale, and then added a few things to it.
It honestly, it worked very well.
It looked really cool. I don't know if I have a picture of it, but I had sent that gun off to somebody to make molds of it, and I've never seen it again. So,
Oh, is that what happened?
yeah.
Oh. Booyah! Yeah. So, well, there we go. Got that stuff painted up, baby. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm gonna steal your thunder for a second here and show this picture of the Saw Viper with that gun.
Okay.
There it is. Yeah, I just left the scope on it and everything. I just added a different front end to it, so it looked a little more modern, and shortened the stock so it went under his arm. But yeah, it actually looked pretty good with the classified scale.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I it turned out all right.
For sure. Sure.
Model Misfit says, "Yo, I'm in the Ozarks right now on a mountain."
Right on, man. What are you doing, Loki?
Thanks, Scooter. That vest came from the one of the Predator, the NECA Predator figures that looks like it has modern army gear.
Oh, okay.
Larry wants to know, Mikey, did you sell your custom Vanguard? No, he did not.
This one?
That one right there.
This one? No.
Thanks, Suka. I was really proud of it. It was early on in the line. It's a Destro body, and I modeled a helmet for it, 3D printed it, used Captain America's head from the Marvel Legends thing. Looked pretty good. Definitely a Cops and Crooks.
Yeah, that's for sure. It just doesn't have a cap popping feature.
Well, no, I wouldn't pass that up either. But thank you.
No.
We appreciate you popping in.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Model Misses, I love the Mark II Saw Viper gun. Yeah, it is really good. That is a really good.
I didn't know Mark did one. That's cool. To check that.
Yeah,
out.
He's got a couple that I don't know if I don't know how he, I don't know, like some stuff he does. Like he was telling me this week we were talking about the vamp gun. I'm working on a project where he's got he did a vamp for like classified scale. It's the classic vamp looking, 2-barrel gun that actually has the barrels that do this, got a little mechanism on it. And he told me, he said, do you like it? And I was like, yeah, it fits together really nice. It's a really good, it's a really good sculpt. And he said, well, I've never gotten any feedback on it. So it's kind of like, that's wild that no one has said. But then I haven't seen a lot of people that have done it. So I'm working on another project for DFW. But one of the things in that project is a rear basket that you can use on that snaps into the back of the Stinger. So you don't have to try to get a vamp. If you want to build a Mark II Jeep, that'll be your basket back there. Everything else on the back is the same. You just have to you get the top of the Jeep away from the chassis and pop that applique out, and this will snap right in. So that is something we'll have at DFW when the project's finished. Model Misfit. Mark II is the bomb.
I'm gonna have to. I wonder if he's gonna have any of those Saw Viper guns at Joe Fest, because I would like to. I'd get one and put it with my custom Saw Viper that I've got. Be back.
Yeah, they've gotten way easier to use than they used to be. Raymond, thank you, and we appreciate you guys. James Lucas, hey man. Oh, I don't know where Mikey went, but we'll try to get that answer for you, Ron. The green you used on the Z-Force, the Vanguard, what was that again? I know you told me, and I cannot remember what shade that was. Hold on, it's just laying on the floor next to him. Let him get it picked up.
Oh man, this one's broken. So it's this Montana black, and the color is Lost Island. Lost Island.
When he first showed it to me, it looked a little pale, but after he got it on there with the black on it, it looks really good.
Yeah, I was worried about that too. But yeah, its color is damn near perfect.
Yeah, it looks great.
So,
war chest full of toys. At this point, I wouldn't be shocked to see even less resin printers. I've talked about this many times. It's time for the resin guys to up their game. It's the only technology that has changed is they're adding a bunch of extra crap like a camera to watch the print and this and that, when they really need to focus on getting that resolution down. 12K is nice. I mean, 12K is really nice, but they really, that's the next move, because they're going to have to stay. You're right. The new printer, the new FDMs are off the charts good. They have got to, the resin guys have got to up their game. They can't just keep adding heated resin vats and shit nobody asked for. They got to do some stuff that really changes the print itself. And I think all these bells and whistles they're adding to these printers, that's why, is because they are in the middle of developing some big stuff. And as anybody that knows that buys printers on a regular basis or works with them, like, they are so state of the art the way they are. Like, you buy one now, and a year later they've come up with another one to replace it.
Yeah.
But they all really print about the same.
Yeah, for sure.
This is so Springfield.
Gross.
Yes. Wish they bring back the big Transformers ones. Hell yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I thought we were going to get the. I honestly was afraid we were going to get the Confederate flag version of Batman, so I was just biding time.
That's very fair.
Good. Jeff, that actually, I don't know if you were on earlier, but somebody said they would watch a Miami Vice style cop adventure with me and Mikey, and that actually could be the name of the show.
Yeah.
Montana Black and the Lost Island.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely.
Where are the drugs going?
Throw them now.
See
you, Stu. Thank you.
Stu. Good evening, sir.
Well, that's I'm hoping that they talk about how awful Mexican Villa is compared to any other Mexican restaurant in this town.
Mexican Villa is so gross. Like,
just,
I'll take Taco Bell, Taco John's. I'll take any of that over Mexican Villa, and their cheese sauce is trash. Fight me. Worst.
Thanks, Jacob. Is it your birthday?
What?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jacob. Happy birthday.
Your mom does mention here Mexican Villa sucks.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. I think we're different because we were technically transplants. So we see through the
we have
trash Mexican food.
Yeah, we like have an appreciation for Springfield cashew chicken, whereas
That's true.
we almost have like an instant disgust for the Mexican Vila ketchup sauce.
Oh, gross.
When there are so many Mexican places. At one point, a lot of people, I don't know if they know this or not, but this town had more Chinese restaurants per capita than any town in the United States. And I would say that now there's probably just as many Mexican restaurants, and there are several that are really good. Several that aren't.
There's some good Mexican food down there.
There's actually a couple places in town that have authentic Mexican food.
Does that mean it has no spice? Because I've been told that's authentic.
Sort of. I don't think that's. I think that's only true at that one place we went.
Okay, all right, because that doesn't feel authentic.
This is exactly true.
Dude,
that's is the widest place to eat in spring. Yes, it is.
Stone cold fact. That is Mexican food for people that think black powder is spicy.
Okay, I need to know about that before I leave. I'd like to try a new Mexican place.
Scott, we need to know about the Mexican place in Ozark.
Yeah, please let us know where that is or what that's called. I am happy to check that out.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think is your favorite right now?
It depends on what I want. Okay, because that's the thing about Mexican food, right? It's like, do I feel like real authentic Mexican, or I feel like $2 Taco Tuesday, right?
Okay, yeah.
And so, because one of my favorite things, if I go to a Mexican place, I like to try either the carnitas or the, if they have like a pork with a verde, with verde sauce. And different restaurants call it different things for different reasons. So I really like to try that at different places, and I would say that it kind of differs for what I want, but I don't mind. I think still the Amigos down there by Bass Pro, I still think that's probably my favorite Mexican place to eat in town. It's not where I go most of the time, but when I want to, when I really want something that feels authentic and the atmosphere feels authentic, and but if I want $2 tacos on Tuesday, it's going to be Jose Locos.
I'm not a big fan of the Jose Locos. So
no matter what you get at lunch, like they will have you in and out of there in 25 minutes. So if you're trying to move it,
nice.
Man, that is the place to go. Even if you get like some of their steak dishes, they cook them fast, and it's decent. It's not, I just think Amigos for the price and everything else and the atmosphere. That's just a good place to eat.
I honestly, I really like that jalapenos place on the south side.
That's the thing. Like, there's several of them that are all, kind of at the same level to me, but it just depends on what part of town I'm in when I decide I want Mexican or whatever. But I work on the northeast side of town, so I tend to stick around there. If I go somewhere, if someone's like, "Hey, you want to go to lunch?" That Jose Locos is where we go, just because it is a quick drive over there, and they get you in and out fast, even at lunch when the place is packed.
That is useful, because there are some places that don't take that into account at all. So that is nice. That is nice.
Man, Jose, that is yeah. I think if when we go on our vacations to a show, that's usually we at least hit one or two hole-in-the-wall Mexican restaurants on the road that are just in towns, and you never know how good or bad it's going to be.
Yeah, you really do. You never know. You never know at all. Happy birthday
to you too.
Hell yeah. Right on. Happy birthday, dude. That's awesome. Thanks for being here. Yeah. Holy Locos, it's all right. I've never been blown away by anything there, but
and I think the Jose Locos thing is that they were like the first restaurant to not respect the close all the restaurants down for COVID.
Oh, rebels.
I mean, they were open during all that. They were just like, nope, you can come in. Just you have to wear a mask to come in, but you got to take it off when you get to your table to eat, because somehow magically in a restaurant, when there's food in front of you, the COVID virus just like, it's like, nah, okay, I'll go outside. So that was kind of the thing.
Well, it was a pretty respectful virus, the whole thing.
It really was respectful, especially when it came to that. You really can't go out of the house or do anything, but if you want to go to a restaurant, I'll back off. Just wear your mask in and out of the car. Be sure you have it on in the car, because it can get through the air conditioning.
Especially if you're by yourself, you want to be sure you got it locked down.
My favorite food truck for nachos is the one in front of Walmart Market on Glenstone. I have not been to that one. I'll tell you what, a good spot to eat though.
In front of the Walmart on Glenstone.
Yeah, if you are out and around, you go head north. That TT's Southern Cooking, they have a truck, and sometimes they're in Buffalo, sometimes they're in Bolivar, and
Scott knows about. I bet he knows about TT.
He puts together. He's got this burrito that is brisket mac and cheese. I know that's not very Mexican, but it is amazing. It is so good.
He did not have that when I was up there, but those tacos we had, fuego.
They were good.
Damn, those were good. The Cajun chicken. Whoa!
TC says if you're ever in Anchorage, Alaska, he recommends Valaverse. I would love to go to Anchorage, Alaska sometimes.
To watch
James, always wear the mask when you're alone in your car. That is when the virus really it will hunt you down, is in your car.
I still see people to this day.
It's been a while since I've seen anyone wearing a mask in a car, but I have seen one in the last year and a half. So it's whatever.
I mean, you do you, but no, the rest of us
when I go to Rob's to pick up toys and see my mom.
Boom.
Okay. All right. So I forget that you go to Rob's. I'm sorry.
I knew it. I knew he knew. That place is delicious. That barbecue place is pretty good.
Which one?
The one over by Sonic, the newish one over by Sonic.
Oh
Oliver.
Yeah. That is good.
Respectable barbecue. And the burn-ins, pretty good. That's coming from a Kansas City guy. They're pretty legit.
Well, there you go.
Tristan.
Let's go to Alaska for Mexican food. Hey, he's just saying that if you get to Alaska and you're like, man, I got a hankering for some nachos, this is the place. This is where you got to go.
They're $70, but they will scratch the itch.
They're really good. And after you've been in Anchorage for a little while, you really get tired of fish, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
That's probably true.
It's cool.
It would take a while for me to get there, but I could see
that. Tristan says I fought in the Battle of Anchorage in Fallout 3. Me too, fam. Me too. That was a hard war, and then you have to figure out a way to keep all the weapons, and you got to because some of those weapons are great. You
guys really went through it.
Yeah, it was like being there, but sitting on my couch.
Of course.
Dude, you gotta come to the next meetup at Rob's.
Well, he was there when we were. He was there after.
Was he there all day, or when was he there?
No, he came after. I remember I was on the road, and you called me and said there was.
I don't think he made it up.
Oh, he just called.
Yeah, he was going to come check some stuff out, but you'd already left, packed up your shit, and left.
On my way home.
Did you try curly cues?
I thought it was pretty good. Did it knock my socks off? No, but pretty good.
No, but you get that far from
Not
Kansas
everything
City.
is, Springfield Butcher, you know what I mean? Like, not
City
everything.
Butcher, yeah. That's what your mom says. Springfield City Butcher is pretty good.
City Butcher's legit. It's very good. I wish I could have tried Scott's barbecue joint.
Yeah. Well, Tristan, that's what T-45 armor does. We all know this. And it was supposed to be state of the art during the Anchorage incident. So, what a mess. Really? That's wild.
Huh.
J-Max here.
J-Mac, what are you doing?
Jacob asks, what are the best spots to eat at DFW? There's a few. Jeff Butler mentioned one earlier, a Mexican place. And you gotta watch out. The locals, they don't always know what's best. Mikey and I found a really cool place not very far from where the convention was that we ended up eating at several times.
I would be willing to drive over to Grapevine to go to that seafood place again. That was very good.
That was good.
The spot where you, me, and Vishay and Samantha ate. It was very good.
Yeah, it was really good.
I enjoyed that immensely. I don't remember what that was called, but it legit had a very beach vibe. Like, that felt like a bar that could have been in New Bern. Like,
yeah, it really did. I love that place. J-Max says that he's celebrating with his girl. It's her birthday too.
Damn, there's like 3 birthdays. You tell your girl happy freaking birthday.
Your boy appreciates it, J-Mac. He really does.
You're a real one. You're a real one, dog. Appreciate you. I want to see how close we are here. I think it's just the other side of the airport. It's really.
That's what I was saying. We're not that far away.
It's not like it's
on the other side of town. It's
not like we're actually in Fort Worth.
Right.
It's up by the airport, which is in between Dallas and Fort Worth on the north side of it.
But you literally like drive by.
We drove there anyway.
Yeah. Jeff Butler says last year DFW ate at that Son of a Butcher, which I never heard of, was delicious. We almost went there because that is right by where the convention was last year.
We drove
in that area. Mikey and I found several places that were just fire to eat.
Yes. Yeah. Was it Papado? Was it that one?
Was it? Is that what it's called? I can't remember.
Is that what it was called? I can't remember.
J-Mac, we had a couple of birthdays. Dan and was it Jacob?
Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob. Now, one place we'll be going to for sure, and we will have to drive a little bit to do it, but that's Hard Eights.
Hard Eight, yes. You want barbecue in Texas? Drive your ass up to the Hard Eight. That place is awesome.
Damn, that place is legit. So good. Like the smokers and the grill and everything's outside, and you order, and then you go in and get your sides. That place, freaking delicious. I think we ate.
Yeah, you literally walk in and it is a giant smoker, and you just pick what meat you want out of the smoker, and they got corn on the cob,
put it on the scale, send you on your way. You got some delicious cobbler too.
They do have good cobbler.
Now Lolo's Chicken and Waffles, didn't care for them.
Don't do that. No.
That was subpar.
It seemed like it was going to be good, but yes. And this is why Jeff Butler knows his shit.
Jeff Butler knows his shit, and he proves it.
And I can't believe you did not make a sticker that said that.
He still has time.
There is still time. Raymond says, my family used to make our own sausage and that's, oh my God. Mom's excited for some legit Texas barbecue.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Mikey's mom will be joining us at DFW.
She will. And my grandma.
Yes, and my mom as well.
Yeah, both our moms. Raymond Sheffield needs some prints done. Um, you think you could take a look at his
Message me, Raymond. Tell
yeah,
me what you're needing.
message the man.
Just hit me up on Facebook or whatever.
Should
Facebook
be
Messenger.
links in the description for that too.
Yeah, just holler at me. We can work it out. I am getting
I don't do any printing. He does all
my new hotness will be here this week. Getting a Mono 7 Max so that I can print some larger parts, and I'm also getting somebody is decided after they bought a Elegoo that they don't want it, so I'm taking that. So I'm going to have that. So I'm going to have the 3 printers running. My Mono X has been having some real issues with the LCD, and I don't know if it's the film. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's a brand new LCD, and it just keeps sticking. So I can't deal with it. I got prints to make, so I'm going to. I mean, no kidding, you guys. We have a ton of stuff we're going to have this year. So
we've got stuff. It's not like Duarte stuff.
No,
but it's pretty good shit.
No,
neither one of us does this full time, so Duarte stuff is way out of our league.
Yeah. The if you watch the Couple of Kooks show, you know we're working on the Spaceman. That's coming along. If it all happens, there could be a pretty cool accessory for the Spaceman that might be available at the show. And it is going to be awesome, actually.
Big Fish. That was the name of the place. Big Fish.
That's it. Yeah.
Big Fish off Main Street.
Really good. Parking wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
No, we got pretty lucky on that one, especially.
We also ate at a diner on that street, right, where we had breakfast that day.
Lone Star. Yeah.
That was good.
That was a damn good diner.
That was good breakfast.
I think that's what it was called, was Lone Star. Yeah, Lone Star Cafe. That was solid breakfast. Yeah, so that's just on the other side. That's on the western side of the airport, and the convention is just on the northeast side. If you're splitting it by 97.
And I think you can get there. You can get over there just by taking that outer road. I don't think you got to get on the highway to go to most of those places we talked about. You just get on that outer road, kick it over to where the Grapevine exit overpass is, and go across it, and you're right there on Main Street.
Yeah, you can take what's that called? Airfield Drive. It just skirts along the outside of or the north side of the airport.
If you were there last year and you stayed at the hotel, that's that road that was by the place where you can shoot guns. That's that road. So it comes out right by that hotel, and then you just go across the overpass like you were going to the convention last year, and that's where those places are.
Yep.
But we definitely want to have some meals with some of you guys if we can this year. At both shows. Both shows.
Very much so. Yeah. Well, now it seems like both nights are kind of filling up with events and stuff. I know at Joe Fest we've got the celebration deal for Aaron, which is a big. That's probably going to be heavy. I'm not going to lie.
That's going to be heavy.
That's going to be pretty heavy. Just him renewing his vows in November was heavy enough. This is going to be intense.
Yeah, the AR last year, him and his wife renewed their vows, and in November,
with everybody there, it was strong. It was strong.
It was something, especially knowing how things turned out just a few months later. If you guys didn't know Aaron of Roma Toys, he was one of the most solid dudes in the industry, really, like as far as a reseller / retail guy. But if you are at Joe Fest and you grab some time, it's that's the one.
Yeah, and what Sarah posted, it sounded like this was going to be the last appearance of of that booth because she's getting rid of the company and everything. So this will probably be a little heavier of the Joe Fest, at least for the people that knew Aaron and that crew.
Yeah. So if it'll be an interesting thing. Freeman, I got your message, and now I know who you are. So I see your stuff pop up in my feed all the time. Okay, I will read that here in a little bit, and I'll give you some answers.
Put them together.
Yeah.
Now, when we're in DFW, I'm going to be honest with you. Our breakfasts are going to pretty much be velvet taco most mornings, as we are very big fans of the velvet taco. I know it's not proprietary, but it's like our go. It's like going to McDonald's. Like you know what you're going to get. It's going to be a breakfast burrito. It's going to be a sausage egg muffin with cheese. We're going there. We're getting breakfast tacos, and at some point, we're probably going to go there and get a Mr. Orange and get a delicious salmon taco because we're suckers. we're kind of marks for the velvet taco, and I have two in Kansas City, and I won't go to them as often as I go to the ones we're in Dallas. But
yeah, I mean they got a Torchy's, DFW. There's
Torchy's. That's what it is. I do like velvet taco. Torchy's is our spot.
Torchy's is the go-to. Yeah, that's the one you have two of in KC, right?
Oh yeah. Excuse me. Yes.
You're welcome, man. Yeah, we kind of made everybody hungry talking. So we talked about 3D printing, custom painting. Talked about muscle cars, food. I think we've
quite the spread.
I think we really hit the thing. It was kind of a fun show tonight, just because the topics did move around. So while Mikey was working, we got to talk about all kinds of other stuff, which is what makes this show fun. Is it's kind of an open topic, and you guys interacting with us makes it a blast. JMK, yes, Figure Food Club, hell yeah. Might as well start that. Trademarked.
TM'd.
Your mom does say that Torchy's hell yeah.
Well, there you have it.
Jeff Butler last year at DFW, the other place it was Velvet Taco. That's not one near me, so I didn't know about it. But I took a photo of the sign, and my wife wondered where the dancers were.
Yeah.
That's a different Velvet Taco.
But it's good. They have a really good brisket taco.
Tristan, thank you so much, man. It is a pleasure interacting with you.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
And don't forget, the 5 POA has started. So if you guys, 3 POA, I'm sorry. I'm looking at two things at once here. 3 POA has started. So if you still want to hang out on YouTube and watch a show, that's a good one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So we're
and that's where the Canaan went. So
it is where's the Canaan went. That translucent shitbird.
Yep, trademarked.
Two more.
2 more points of articulation. It is superior in every way.
That's right. Our leg.
So no, I got my Facebook up and an ad for Five Guys. I have no idea why I haven't talked about Five Guys in a long time. Five Guys hamburgers.
Talking about it.
And we were talking about food, and I saw it on my Facebook feed over here on the side, and it just like, I'm old. I get confused.
That happens.
Jeff, that is correct. What's on Joe Mind is also running. We tried to set this early enough that we don't go over it, but we
sometimes things happen.
Usually the last half hour of this show is usually just talking and BSing anyway. So
it's true. Indeed. Well, tomorrow night, check out Figure It Out. That's on my channel this week. We'll have Greg Brown and Dan Klingsmith and that guy back on We're going to be talking about DFW, what the show's got to offer, the panels, the guests, the schedule. Anything you guys have, you guys got questions or something, bring them. Dan or Greg, or chances are we'll have the answers. I think it's going to be a good show. We're not going to be doing a top 5 or anything like that on that show. It's just going to be a panel. So seriously, if you guys have questions, bring them. Let's get them. Let's get it.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking
about
about everything about DFW, what's going on there, what you can do, all of that. Just gonna get it set up and have just an overall discussion. So
hell yeah. So we got that. That's tomorrow night, and then obviously Sunday. We've got a couple of kooks. So we got some stuff. We got some stuff this week. So check it out. Really appreciate you guys being here for this. Means the world to us that you want to come here and hang out with us and watch me paint some dollies and talk about toys and food, really whatever. So appreciate it.
It's a good time.
So till we see each other again.
Thanks, guys.
One, right?